Hey guys, Itaewon Sammy here, King of Gangnam Sammy, coming to you live in full effect. I'm really happy that you're here and checking out my videos, commenting, liking, and just happy to have you guys along for the ride. This is going to be a different episode than my normal. Mostly I've been talking lately about things that have been going on locally, my weekly COVID update. But today I'm going to talk about money and why is it that I chose Korea and why I do what I do here in Korea. Now, there's two reasons why I'm going to talk about this. Okay, number one is I'm an expat here in Korea, so I know a lot of people who live here a long time. I know people here a short time, and I know the people who hate on Korea, on expats in Korea. They'll make comments in Facebook groups, etc., on why it is we're here, what we're doing. There's different words they use. There's different terminologies in the local expat groups. And for the different kinds of visas as well. So maybe I'll break it down a little bit. E2s are, I don't know maybe I'll take a step back. I don't know really where the hate comes from or where the maybe it's sarcasm, I don't know. But I see always, on these different groups that I belong to, because I like information, right? So I follow things. I'll take another step back. I have left a few groups because they just got to be just ridiculous and not prejudicial or racial or anything like that. It's just ignorant. Like one legal help group that I left was because, grow up and learn that you live in a society and figure things out. Okay, this is not your mom and dad's house. You've traveled around the world. Be an adult. I'm not going to get into it. I've talked about it before. I'm not going to get into it anyway. So there's the permanent residence, the marriage visas, and then the E2 teacher visas. E2 visa holders are always made fun of for the low salary and the apartment and the lifestyle that they lead. Short-term people who are here for one or a few reasons. They're either here for short term, and then they're here for various reasons that are not always positive. I don't want to get in too much into it because it's just ridiculous and it's just someone else's opinion, which personally I don't care. But the gist of it is why do I do what I do? Why am I a teacher specifically when people are talking about that teachers make so little? For example, I'll see posts of people saying, 40, 50,000 won per hour is not enough. And I said, yeah, that's true. But we're not asking for expert teachers. We're asking for basically a body. This is for the company that I work for and the HR that I do. We just need a human being. That human being happens to need to be a native speaker. We're not paying you for your education. We're not paying you for your skill. We're paying you to be a native speaking person from one of 7 native speaking countries. That's what the job entails. Can't put that in the job posting, but that's basically what it is. Now, if you were creating content and using your education to improve our business, then we would pay you more. But this is what a lot of people don't realize, is that the education system in Korea is not about educating people. And if you think that, then You're wrong. Just teach 1 year, 1 month, and fill report cards and stuff, and do those things, and you'll realize that the private education system in Korea is not about education, it's a business. Okay, so don't kid yourself. You're not being paid for your educational degree or your skill set. Okay, on the flip side, I am. And here's why I am different than public school teachers or Hagwon teachers. Now, I'm not saying this because I think I'm better. I'm saying this is because I have discovered what is the truth and how to, I don't want to use the word manipulate, but how to use the system to better myself. Because that's what we all do. We all want to make more money. And I'm telling you right now, I make a crap ton more money than an E2 visa holder. They start at 2.1 to max 2.5, 2.8 on their second year or third year. Yes, they don't pay for housing, but the stress that they have to endure much higher than mine, because I'm an F visa. I don't have to stay at a job if I don't like it. I quit the next day. I don't have to give notice, right? Because of that, I can negotiate a different pay, higher, but with different benefits. Sometimes not always pay related. The benefits I receive afford me the fact that I don't have to end up paying for that. Like, for example, transit, which costs me over 100,000 won, $100 a month. I don't pay for that. Is that part of my salary? No. But at the end of the day, if it's a taxable benefit for the company and they can give it to me, because when they pay salary, that's not a taxable benefit. So I come out ahead. And that's the main thing here, is you have to realize that at the end of the day, I come out ahead. So in my two and I work, so I figured out the other thing is that part-time jobs pay more than full-time jobs. So a full-time job will give you, let's say on the high end, 2.5 million. Okay, let's do that calculation here. Let's work it out together. All right, so 2.5 million. So 2,500, let's say. And then they give you a housing or housing bone. Let's say they give you housing, so you don't have to pay for housing. And they give you, that's it. So out of that 2,500, you have to pay for utilities. So it's about $100 a month. Your cell phone, about 50. If you have to transit or use transit, let's just say 50 a month. Your food, let's say 400. Entertainment, let's say 500. So at the end of the month, you are taking home between 1,000 to 1,500 a month. Okay? Now, on top of that, you have to pay for half of your pension and half of your health care. So that works out to be about, and including your taxes, that's about 200. So let's say it works out to be about 1,000 a month you take home. So at the end of 12 months, you get $12,000 plus 1 month's bonus, okay, which is also taxed. So 2,300. So let's say $14,000, and you get a flight ticket home. You probably paid for your flight ticket here, okay? Or if you're renewing your contract, they'll, give you a flight ticket. So they rarely increase the salary more than $100,000 won, $100 a month. So after a year, you've saved $14,000. Okay, if you live frugally, it could be more. right? But you're going to buy things, clothes, what have you. Now, you can't do any other jobs. You can't do anything. You have to stay at that job. The stress level is very high because you're stuck at that job. Okay? You're stuck there. And I'm talking, this is on the high end, 2,500. Okay? It could be less, significantly less, 2,100, 1,900. You know, I've seen jobs. So, what else? Now, the way I do it is because, and this is all only because I'm an F visa. The only reason I can do this is because I'm an F visa. These E2s cannot do it. But because I'm an F visa, I can take advantage of the system. Okay, the education system. So, and here's where the trick comes into play, and I want you to be very understanding about this. For a school to hire someone, okay, they have a choice of bringing the person in themselves and sponsoring the visa, or hiring someone who's already in Korea, who has a working visa. That's their choice. They have no other choices. Now, from a marketing perspective, they need a Westerner. They can't use Koreans. They can't use Asian-looking people. That's not what the parents want. Okay? This is not about what's right or what's wrong. This is about marketing. This is what the parents want. This is what the parents are paying for. If they can't find it at school A, they'll go to school B. Okay? So you got to remember that. These are businesses. So it's cheaper. So for example, if they have a full-time position, they will go out and get someone because they can control that person. Okay? And that person can't leave. Well, they can, but it's difficult for them to leave. If they quit, they have to leave the country within 2 weeks. Very difficult for them to stay. A lot of problems. They can, there's a big process, I'm not going to go into it. They can stay, but it's just not easy. For me, I can quit tomorrow and not show up and no repercussion, and they have to pay me. They have to pay me for my last day's work. No choice. And again, that's because I'm an F visa. So, they have full-time positions. It's easier for them to bring somebody in from America, Canada, UK, Australia, what have you. Pay the fees and everything, get them over here and set them up. But if they have a need for a part-time teacher, it is impossible to hire someone from overseas because they can't, there's not enough hours for the visa sponsorship to be authorized. So they have to find a local person who has a visa who can work. That's where I come in. My morning job only requires 4 hours. Well, 9:45 till 2:15. So that's, let's say 9 till 2:30, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 30. That's 4.5 hours because I have 1 hour lunch. So I get free breakfast, free lunch. I get paid more than a full-time teacher who works from 8 until 5:30, 6 o'clock. Plus they have tons of paperwork to do. They have to do daily reports for the one-on-one classes that they do after 2:30. I leave when the kindergarten kids leave. But then the elementary school students come after that for 2 or 3 hours, and they have one-on-one classes. They have to write reports for all of those. Because my kids are not babies and they're not the older kids, they're in the middle. I don't have as much stress dealing with the kids because they're old enough to know. They're not 5 years old, they're 6 years old. They're old enough to take care of themselves. They're old enough to do things by themselves. This year I really lucked out and I only have 6 kids. I normally have 12. I only have 6. Does mean I need to stretch out the lessons and the classes a little bit longer than with 12 kids, because with 12 kids the lessons go by like that because I have to get each student a chance to talk and practice. But anyway, so I get paid more. Now, I don't get benefits. I don't get pension, health care, or what have you, because I'm not full-time, I'm part-time. Now, That cost me about $200 a month, but I got a higher salary. I don't get housing, but that's okay. I have a higher salary. Okay. How do I offset? I don't get a higher salary enough to pay for my rent or my pension. How do I offset the fact that I'm not saving as much as an E2 visa? Well, I took another part-time job. And here's where the beautiful trick comes into play. I found a 2-hour part-time job that pays me almost as much as my morning job. Almost as much. I'm not going to go into details of the amount. I'll give you an overall picture. Okay? So let me just punch that in. So what I make from my morning job, what I make from my afternoon job, and I teach online in the mornings and in the evenings because I got nothing else to do. And one of my classes, I just sleep in bed and talk to the guy over the phone. 3 hours a week. I don't have to get up and go anywhere. I just do the classes online. And here's what I talked to my one friend about it, because she does face-to-face. So if I have 2 classes face-to-face from 7 till 8 and then 8:15 till 9:15, okay? That's 2 hours. Let's say I get paid $50 bucks for those 2 classes. That's $100 for 2 hours work, okay? But I have to get up and travel. So it's like 30 minutes to travel, and you want to get there early, and then 15 minutes for the next travel, and then another 30 minutes to travel. So let's say another hour. So that's 3 hours of your time, okay? So that works out to $33 per hour, 33,000 won per hour for those 3 hours for those 2 classes that you taught, okay? Now, if I'm getting $30 an hour, I'll take home 60, and it only takes me 2 hours because I'm not going anywhere. I'm doing it from home. I still have to get ready in the morning, but there's no travel time. And I can do more classes. I could do 3 classes. I could earn 90. Still 30 bucks an hour. But I'm taking home more. And there's no cost involved. I'm maximizing my ability to earn money. So that's what I'm doing. So let's put that into the function. Now, I'm not working at the club anymore, so that was a huge amount of money that I was making. I was making, in 1 month, I was making more money than a teacher would. And I was only working 2 days a week. So, and I got to party. I mean, come on. So I took another job this weekend. I work at an outdoor play school. I just play with the kids, hide and seek and games and stuff in the forest park. Really a lot of fun. So that gives me a little bit extra. I do my crypto game, right? Which is just fun. That's a couple $100 a month. So now I have to subtract my rent, my utilities, I don't pay for my transit, my cell phone, my food, 0 entertainment because I don't go out anymore, but I'm going to throw that in there anyways. So let's see. I don't get a severance package or anything like that. So and then that. So that times 12. Sorry. My Excel skills are not that good. I apologize. So That is times 12. So, with my workload, I'm working probably ten, 12 hours more than an E2 teacher. But the workload is less stress. I'm not physically doing paperwork, which they have to do. Sometimes it takes them their own free time. I've talked about this before, the fact that there's nothing to do on weekends and nights, I might as well make some money. So yeah, I'm working, but I'm doing it like this. I am probably, so I said the other E2 teacher is saving between around, let's say, high-end $15,000 a year. I'm probably doing, I'm not going to give the exact number, but more than double that. I'm saving. Okay. Now, I haven't factored in the cost of a vacation or a flight about once a year. So let's take 5,000 off of that. I'm still more than double. Why? Because I've been here a long time. So I have the experience factor. Because I'm not white and a man, it kind of reduces the marketability, but I have enough connections with enough recruiters who they push for me. And I have reference letters saying that I am one of the best teachers because I found that little area where people are like, oh wow, he's such a good teacher because he makes my child laugh and say, oh, I love English time because it's so much fun. And I've said this before in previous vlogs. My principal, when I first started at my kindergarten, said, don't go in the other classrooms, don't talk to the other kids too much, because the parents are complaining that the kids like you more than their homeroom teacher. I just act a fool in front of the kids. I make them laugh. So I had a new class on Saturday, this new job. And the kids were laughing and having a great time. And they were, afterwards, when we were walking back, I was walking home, the kids are going to their cars with their parents. And oh, same teacher, hi. It was great. So that's why I'm in Korea doing what I'm doing. So let's see. How much am I making? Yeah, I'm making a lot less than what I made in Canada. Probably about, I'm gonna say, take home. Because in Canada we have high taxes. Here we don't have as many high taxes. So take home, I had more expenses because I had a mortgage and 2 cars, what have you. So take home, I'm gonna say is about the same. Just, I would take home a little bit less because I also had savings and debt that I had to finance. So, looking at the numbers, now my salary I'm comparing it to my salary from 15 years ago, but that still, I was making 6 figures. Easily 6 figures. So my take-home pay at the end of the year, the savings, I was, if not the same, a little bit less. So, but the stress level in Canada, I mean, I was working for a major company in sales and it was just driving me. If I had stayed, I would have had a heart attack 10 years ago. I would have. It wouldn't have been a question. With my health at that time and the stress level, I would have driven myself to cirrhosis of the liver or something like that. But anyways, I'm rambling on and on and on about this. So why Canada versus Korea? Well, I discovered that magic little niche of where I can profit from the marketplace. COVID did not diminish that opportunity. It increased that opportunity. I would not be able to do online classes to the level that I'm doing them now, because the companies that I'm working for know me, and the recruiter that I'm working for knows me, and the companies that I'm applying to also know me because I've been here so long. They keep records of all the teachers that they've had. So I'm golden. So I'm doing well. Can't last forever because COVID will end. I can't keep teaching forever. I'm getting tired of it, actually. But that's the reason why I'm doing this, is the stress level is so much less. And I've discovered that one little area where I can, again, I don't want to use the word manipulate, but I can take advantage of the situation, the marketplace, my position, and the realities of the world today to earn more and benefit myself and my visa status and all of that. So that's basically the answers. That's how I've been able to earn more, do more, live better, and plan for my retirement. So that's basically it. I'm going to end it there. I want to thank everyone for watching, liking, and for this long video. I rambled on quite a bit. I'm sorry. But please, thank you for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. Itaewon Sammy, King of Gangnam.